thought this would be just a rumor, but it's happening. DC fandom, it's going to be making up so much of whatever lacked in Comic-Con this year. This event's going to rock. My God. Guys, a Suicide Squad video game has been confirmed by Rocksteady. Here's a tweet from them. Target locked DC fandom, August 22nd. Now it's time to look at the actual poster. Here we go. It's pretty dope.
Simple but dope. Yeah.
That's dope. We got an article pulled up here. I want to read up on this. There's been so many different kinds of Batman games announced, rumored to be in development, but I love the idea of doing a Suicide Squad one. And the fact that they have a target here pointed at Superman's head. This must be confirming the rumor the Suicide Squad is going to be going up against, that's right, the Avengers.
Homelander.
The Justice League.
Oh, boy.
So the creator of the Batman Arkham games is behind this one. But I can't imagine it would be the same thing at all because that was just like Batman, you know?
Well, yeah, I think they would want to vary it up, especially if you've got a ensemble of characters to choose from.
Exactly, John. I like where your head's at, my brother. Rocksteady posted the poster on social media, noting a further announcement will be coming at this month's DC Fandom virtual convention. That's going to be a busy weekend for so many people. Back in June, actually saw a Suicide Squad versus Justice League video game rumored. See, I thought that was just a rumor. That sounded too good to be true. As a list of registered domain names from Rocksteady. Oh my God, you're so sweet. Just the idea of like Suicide Squad versus the Justice League. That's such a great idea. Yes. Like my mind just started getting all these flashes of images. Suicide Squad kills the Justice League as well as Batman Gotham Knights.
Ooh.
What is also interested is that both Jai Courtney and Joe Jello have seemingly teased involvement in a video game, as the pair have posted images of themselves with mocap suits and dots, which are often used to create likeness of actors for video games. Oh, so what? Wait a minute.
So they're going to be in it?
So Joe Manganiello, he's doing his Deathstroke character?
I guess. And that means we get
hell yeah.
Boomerang himself back too. Good old Jai Courtney.
I mean, he's going to be in the actual Suicide Squad. Okay, checking out the background, we see they filmed at the same location, so maybe the Suicide Squad video game is in part based on the DCEU. Hey, I didn't even consider that.
Maybe they can get a Will Smith Deadshot in there.
Oh, damn. That's pretty cool if it has some tie-ins, or if they're just doing some, honoring of, let's get, Jai Courtney was good, let's bring him in here.
Well, and it seems to speak to the fact that these people seem enthused to be there.
Yeah.
Not every actor would turn up to mocap a video game version of themselves.
A Suicide Squad video game has actually been in development for years, as back in 2012, the highly beloved and notoriously positive Jeff Johns teased the game. However, it's guessed the new Suicide Squad video game is something different and new, as that game was said to have been canceled. I mean, to get Rocksteady, the creators of the Batman Arkham games, you have me sold on that alone. It's crazy because you have like this Avengers game from the Marvel camp coming out where you're going to be able to switch around between the Marvel characters. So you got a wish fulfillment there in the Marvel category, and then in the DC arena. I don't know. I mean, you say Rocksteady and the Batman Arkham games, my mind immediately. Yeah. I'm gonna egg on that DC versus Marvel war because
especially the video game sphere.
I'm being so biased right now. I'm being incredibly biased, and I'll admit it, because there's no footage of this game. There's zip. But you tell me those two things alone, Rocksteady, the creator of the Batman Arkham games, my mind goes, this game's going to totally surpass that Avengers game. My mind instantly goes there.
It seems a bit like, and it's funny because it seems like DC has a firmer grip perhaps on the video game sphere. Marvel does have Spider-Man. We're in beta testing for that Marvel Avengers game. And I mean, it would be cool to see this lead to some kind of actual clash of characters in the future. But this just sounds like a great idea. The Suicide Squad taking the Rogues Gallery. It's almost like you have the Batman Arkham games and now you get to flip it to the other side and you're on the villain team.
Well, if you remember in the Suicide Squad movie, so there's something that I find kind of adorable about it being linked in a slight way to the DCEU. Amanda Waller says, like, what if Superman turns on us? We need a team that would do it. And then when you see the Suicide Squad assembled in that particular movie, Like, what are these guys going to do if Superman turned on them, right?
Why
Like, your
is
mind-
everyone Hawkeye or Black Widow in this team?
Yeah. Your mind can't wrap your head around how it's possible. Now, we don't know what Suicide Squad members will be involved in this particular gang. However, they're going to bring it to life with them having to go up against the Justice League. I mean, it has to be them going up against the Justice League because this is freaking Superman's head right here.
Yeah. If they aren't teasing that, this is a very, very misleading poster.
Yeah. And then, like with the Batman Arkham game, I've only played Arkham Asylum. I started up Arkham City, but I stopped because I heard there's possibly a trailer for Jedi Fallen Order 2 coming out. So I was like, I need to play that. I'm going to try to at least beat Arkham City before this whatever trailer comes out here for
for fandom.
Yeah, but I don't know if they'll have anything really ready for it. I feel like it'll just be announcements and stuff because it sounds like they've announced that they're going to be making this game unless this is an actual image, not just concept art that they really touched up to release for a promo pic. It's hard for me to imagine that they actually have a trailer ready to go.
I mean, maybe some kind of teaser. Like, it wouldn't be that hard, I would imagine, to animate some kind of teaser proof of concept or something like that.
I feel like we'll get a logo.
Yeah.
Which is that.
Yeah, you could see that. Yeah, maybe some kind of very simple animatic based on this idea, or maybe you'll get a target on each of the Justice League members' faces or something like that, and then a quick tease at who the main core team you'll be playing as will be or something.
Yeah.
Leaving a couple spaces for mystery of like, we're going to announce more characters down the line. I feel like video games love to do that now, too.
What I'm hoping that they do with this particular video game is that, they really let you see the Justice League, if they are going up against them, from the Suicide Squad's perspective to the point where we view the Justice League as if they're the bad guys in this game, But at the same time, I'm hoping that they do enough character storytelling and fleshing them out of the Suicide Squad to the point where they don't hold back on the villainous, ruthless side of the Suicide Squad. So I'm kind of asking for a lot here. I want them to be like major anti-heroes and don't hold back on the villainous side of the Suicide Squad, but at the same time let them be the protagonists and let the Justice League feel like the villains of this story.
I mean, I could definitely see that happening. From what I've seen of the previous Batman games that they've developed and whatnot, it seems like they have a nice blend of, some of the grittier tones that the movies have brought in, but also keeping it more jacked up and more comic book-esque. Like, Batman is ripped in the game, even though that is a darker, grittier game. And so I think this will leave them a lot of territory to play with that in. But yeah, I think the game still has that question to answer of like, okay, how are we going to identify with these characters against the people we know as heroes, and how are they going to be powerful enough to take on like a Superman type? But yeah, if they really lock you into that perspective and use this as an opportunity, maybe because storytelling in games has gotten a lot more engaged too as the years have gone on, maybe to do their own version of deconstructing the downsides of what the Justice League is, and maybe what the collateral damage is, and maybe giving you certain bits of story with the Suicide Squad members that make them a little more sympathetic at the moment, or something like that. I don't know. This seems like there's a lot of potential here, and it seems like they've drawn a very direct line in the sand of like, no, we're gunning for the Justice League.
In terms of gameplay, I'm really curious to see what they do with their storytelling department. One thing that these Batman games, the games are really hailed for their storytelling. Going with the Suicide Squad, you can't only play as one. I mean, I would love it if you just only play as Amanda Waller.
And the whole game is
an RPG game.
Yeah. It's like LA Noire where you have to read facial expressions and like manipulate people. It's all strategy.
You're going to probably be hopping around between these different characters because in those Batman games, you're just playing as Batman. While the gameplay on that is a total blast, I'm excited to see all the different types with the different characters you can infuse, the different types of skill sets you can acquire throughout the game with them. Or is it going to be like you choose who you play as? I don't know what it's going to be, but I'm curious to see what they got in store. That's my wrapping it up voice. Guys, so are you excited for the Suicide Squad game? Leave your thoughts down below. If you like this idea, hit the like button. Subscribe to The Real Rejects. Click that notification bell. I'm going to stress out this month as I try to keep up with editing for Umbrella Academy while also trying to start the Harley Quinn show, finish Doom Patrol, read some comic books, get more acquainted with Black Cat. It's going to be a lot. Let's see how much I can cram into the noggin and see how much I can retain by the time DC fandom rolls around. Hey, Mark Leach. Mark Leach, our friend from the UK. He wanted to upgrade to a patron of the day exclusive shout out. Well, you got it here, buddy. He's on our Discord. He loves chatting with us. And he is, I think, the only one who enjoyed whenever we would read facts about Doctor Who on our Doctor Who watch-alongs. Our
in the British accents.
For Mark, I say to you, Mark Leach, you're a lovely gentleman. I really appreciate having you here.
Thank you so much for all your generosity.
I love the support you got to show us.
You got a real bright smile and a lovely presence about you. You bring such a lovely attitude to our Discord.
You're dialing it back.
Oh.
And
sorry, I didn't mean
it started sounding natural, and you're ruining it.
I just can't, I ruin everything
We're
with
done.
authenticity.